Hello, welcome again to another session on Talk Architecture podcast with your host Naziati Muhammad Yaqub. We're continuing on the series on women architects in leadership roles. And we have here a special guest, someone whom I knew for a very long time, since she was my student in University Malaya, and her name is architect Cheryl Quan. Hi, Cheryl.
Hello, Dr. Naziati.
Okay, that's great that you can be here talking about women architects in specifically, and also talking about your situation right now with your own practice. And recently, I was happy to note that Cheryl was the curator of the Malaysian Architecture Week, and the exhibition went for, I think, a month or so, and there were talks every weekend on Saturdays, and I went to one of them. It was called Borat Borat 4, and it was really exciting, and it's great to be in touch with the architecture fraternity, and you did a really good job, Cheryl.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, a quick introduction before we go into the interview session. Cheryl Quan is the principal of Cheryl Quan Architect and a partner in OTCQ Architects, a practice focused on responsive, community-driven, and environmentally conscious design. She was named one of the 40 under 40 emerging architects in 2023, known for her material sensitivity and a willingness to embrace experimental approaches. Cheryl explores how innovative use of materials can shape tactile, immersive spatial experiences. Very exciting indeed. And I'm like very attracted to the word innovative use of materials, because that's what the sensitivity of using materials was apparent even when you were doing your design thesis when I was with you in 2009 and 10, Cheryl. So, are you happy being now able to do the stuff that you do as the principal of your own company and a partner in OTCQ?
Yeah, definitely. Even say so, if I'm still under employment of a company, I will still be happy because as long as I able to explore, or go beyond what I were doing, in a project. Because, setting up my own is not, the ultimate goal, but the ultimate goal is to what extent the exploration I able to achieve in each design. Yeah. Yeah.
It is great. I mean, I visited your house come office,
Mhm.
and we found it very
Mhm.
sensitive. I mean, there's some sense of the construction and the material used, even
Mhm.
on pavers, the when we step on them, and also playing with volume and space, and the lighting effects and so on. And yeah, it's very inspirational what you do, and I hope you will be doing much more work that is aligned to your desired principles. However, today I'd like to go and ask some questions regarding, in general, we're looking at now, we're looking at you're looking forward to do more work that is aligning to your beliefs. So now we look back into it. Was it always like that? How did you know you're going to do what you're doing now when you started out in architecture? And were there many challenges and biasness in the male-dominated architecture industry? I mean, I just put it down that we have been talking about that in our conversations with other architects, and how they look at things. But we want to see that point in time when you were a fresh graduate, about 2, 3 years after you started.
Mhm. Oh yeah, I was struggling hard as a fresh graduate, in many ways because, first, my experience is very fresh, and also as a female architect, automatically, especially on site when I was chairing for a meeting, um, and all of them are male, and I'm the only female. So I can feel that, not to say it's discrimination, but the confidence in me is, I can feel that it's less than if the one who is chairing the meeting is a male architect. So that is what I felt during the first 5 years as a graduate architect.
Right. Mm.
Yeah. Mm.
You felt it from their perspective. You can feel the way they approach the meeting, is it?
Yeah, the way they talk to me and the way they ask questions, because they never ask me for any confirmation if they need to confirm anything. And also, not only the architects, but also the contractors, especially main contractor. I try to explore some detailings, but the way that they carry out the conversation is like, they have less attention to what I wish to achieve, or wish to discuss or explore. Yeah, that's what I can feel. Yeah.
And you can compare it with your male colleagues, how they experience things with the similar contractors that you work with or the similar client. Sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
customers. Yeah. You can
Yeah, yeah,
compare
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Because I can feel like the attention, how they attend to the queries by the male architect. Um, if especially if it's my peers are similar my age, they will have more attention to it, and like they will carry a more serious conversation. So, and even though this happened to me, but I feel that that's why I feel that there is the importance for me to like to improve myself tremendously in order to catch up the
Yeah, that was
different, yeah, what's
so
happening.
what you did was try to improve yourself tremendously.
Yes, correct.
In what way do you try to improve yourself tremendously?
Mm. Because the general issue for fresh graduate is that we are lacking in the knowledge like structurally, or services, you know. So, for example, if I wish to construct a space with less columns, less structure, or light structure, I have to ensure that I equip myself with uh, I mean, a fundamental structural knowledge so that they know that I know things, I know this stuff as a,
Mm,
yeah, as the beginning of the conversation, and they are more willing to further discuss with me. Yeah, because they have the perception where, oh, architects always design something that is difficult to build, or they don't know how to build. Yeah, and I can feel that as a female architect is even worse. Yeah, I can feel this kind of perception, and that's why the earlier years of my graduation as a graduate architect is, I believe, is one of the tough time for me. Yeah,
Okay. Before I
yeah.
ask the next question, just to let you know,
Mm,
this comment regarding improving yourself tremendously, even more
mm,
so than your male colleague who start out the same as you have to actually know your stuff better, even better than them. They don't have as much effort as you do to go and update or upgrade yourself into with the more with much more knowledge. And this is seen internationally. Research has
mm,
shown for women architects that they had to do that.
mm.
So, okay, we know that this issue is about gender roles and that somehow perhaps the perception is that women shouldn't be leading a consultation team or women should not be the one leading the site meetings and stuff like that. But how can you learn if you're not going to go to site meetings, isn't it? And doing all this stuff. And you had the chance and your boss, your director believe in you. Did you struggle to find mentors at this stage as well as a fresh graduate? Were there any people guiding you? Are they female or they male or just to want to know about that?
Wow. I think the earlier years, the two bosses were male. and they are very willing to guide me. One of it, the earliest one is the Sao In from Juteras, JDW. And then after that was Chris Wong from C Arch. So they treat everyone the same lah, regardless male or female architect, and they share their knowledge generously. And also they are the one who guided me when we are dealing with third party or other parties like client, contractors, suppliers. And from there, I learned from what they did and how did they talk,
Mhm.
the strategy of the conversation.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, and yep.
Yeah, that's great that you have these two mentors whom I know myself personally. And I know
Mm,
that these companies, JD, Jutras and
mm,
um, uh, CArch, have a lot of female architects working for them as well in the office, right? And after that, you went to another company,
BEP
BEP.
architect.
And
Yeah.
is there a difference? Were there any mentors? Do you need mentoring then as well?
Oh, my mentor in BEP was Miss Day, a female leader in
Hmm.
BEP.
Okay.
Yeah. So she also able to show me that female architects are capable. We are capable of doing anything. And she showed a very good demonstration example for me because mostly she deal with client directly. Yeah, so architect Kampak Cheong has a lot of trust on her.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that is my stage two mentor, after having a 5-year experience as a graduate architect. Yeah, and she able to build my confidence on female architects, like what possibly we can do, and also in the leadership.
So that was about 5 years, 8 years, is it in total before you get your
Yeah,
part three?
yeah, correct.
And when you had after you had your part three, you decided to
Mm,
work in your own company,
mm,
Cheryl Quan Architect and also OTCQ.
yeah, correct.
So you said just now that you still would like your main goal is actually not just to have a company and just and be in partnership with I think your husband, right? OTCQ, and
Mm,
you're looking that it doesn't really matter if it's your own company. It could be you working with others, but you still want to do this innovative approach or explore experimental approaches. So you have your own identity as an architect wanting to do something, and it involves with the A to Z of design to construction and the product. And I suppose you had several projects already being built. How many you would say that you have built and helped from A to Z?
You mean when I was attached to a company?
All with the company and now with on your own. There,
Oh,
there must be a lot of buildings you've done.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I didn't really count how many.
Yeah, there must be many buildings, I think. And you relish being not only a design architect, you relish being on site. And
Mm,
there are, shall we say, challenges to be on site as well.
mm,
What do
mm,
you think? You had the confidence from a
mm,
female architect. After 5 years, you had approached a female architect, but you can always go back to the first part of your fresh graduate years. I
mm.
mean, did you know what you're going to do at that time? Were you have an inkling that you want to be in a company or you want to start uh, in a big company or you want to start on your own?
Mm.
Did you know? How do you
Yeah.
negotiate those times?
Mm, mm. Actually, the first few years, I never think about setting up my own because my objective or target is always exploring how to be an architect. Because I think in the industry that time, because when I was applying for a job, I saw the title, which I think is quite funny. Sorry that to say that because, like for example, graduate architect is general, but sometimes I saw the title like design architect, project architect. So
Okay.
I was pondering like, aren't architects should do all of this, you know? So
Okay.
I guess what I pursue is quite clear that time. Uh, just that I wasn't really thinking of setting up my own until the fourth or fifth year where I I keep doing the similar projects and
Mm.
similar approach. Not similar approach is that I noticed that there's no more space for me to go beyond. I did a lot of apartments or condominiums.
Is that in CH or BP?
Both in
Oh,
both
that
companies.
time. Okay.
Yeah. Because of the authorities' guidelines,
You keep on doing the same
typology,
thing. You could do it on your own rather than in a company,
mm,
you were thinking.
yeah, and also due to the developers, so a lot of limitation or restriction in go beyond that apartments or condominium typology. And I was doing the fifth condominium that during that time in BEP. I mean, I did a few in CH and then another few in BEP. And I find that I was like trapped somewhere, like trapped at the corner, like, oh, I have to keep repeating doing all this, the same
Deja
or
vu again
similar.
and again.
Yeah, for
You're not
example, the
learning
seven
much.
level, sorry?
It's not, you're not learning much, you feel like.
Yeah. For example, the car porch is always 7 stories after the ground floor, and then after that are the towers, the similar typology. I cannot break away from that. And I notice it might take decades to develop a new typology. And that time I start to looking for something else that I can explore, because I have been doing condominium for some times. Maybe perhaps as doing project in a smaller scale, like to reading about myself as an architect again, like yeah. So I think during that time only I start thinking about setting up myself so that to be back to basic and to continue the experiment. Yeah.
Okay, we might go into that in detail, or we might also
Mhm.
start in the next part. We're coming down to the end of part one, where
Mhm.
you know, I'll give you something to say about a few minutes to wind down on this part of the part one. And then I just will start on asking you about Malaysian Architecture Week after in part two. So heads up to our listeners out there. Um, what would you like to conclude about your earlier and mid-level, stages in architecture practice to the listeners out there?
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Nazati.
You don't want to say anything else?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think maybe perhaps something for the young graduate architects.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, because I think a lot of young graduate architects, some might have a lot of things eagerly to explore. Some might be slowing down because perhaps too tired after the fifth year thesis. But I think regardless which type you are, uh, be sharp and be determined, like to what direction or to what kind of things that you wish to learn in the earlier years. Because I think the first 5 years are quite crucial in determining uh, what kind of architects you will be in the next 5 years.
So
Yeah.
similar to architect Aisha Razin, who mentioned the same thing, the
Mm-mm.
choice of the architecture company when you graduate is
Mm.
important for you to get the
Mm.
first step into architecture practice. Is that
Yeah, yeah.
conclusion?
Because you're either floating or you will sink.
Oh, wow. It is a crucial time. We might
Yeah.
explore that later on. But for now, we thank you so much for part one,
Mm.
Cheryl. We'll see you in part two.
Okay, see you. Thank you.
Yeah.